Yippee, okay, tally, the end of 24 is upon us and we must take stock and discuss. First and foremost, I'm proud of everything that we put on the channel, but I'd be lying if, I didn't admit that we didn't hit everything that we wanted to try and do. For instance, I hit nowhere near the goal of Den of Frights videos that I wanted to do. I think my original goal was 12, and I think we only pulled off 4, so yeah, definitely going to have to work on my time management in 2025. The quick dive reviews was also a major disappointment for me. I wanted to do at least 4 or 5 of them this year, and we only got to do 2 because, like the dumbass I am, I broke both my VRs in the same year, and I'm not exactly a rich man, so I can't just rush off and buy a new VR every time one of them breaks. So I got my new VR for Christmas this year. I'm hoping to dive back into them, all puns intended right there, and get some more out for you guys very soon because I'm still really big on VR. I love VR. We also threw together some hypothetical movie ideas that honestly I had a lot of fun doing and I'm going to continue doing in 2025, but I'm going to tweak it just a bit and we'll talk about that later. We also sprinkled in a few memories from long ago that allows the viewers to kind of get an idea, get a look into the madness. Memories I absolutely had a lot of fun revisiting while I was editing them up. It reminded me of great times I had with friends back when I used to stream all the time, back when I actually had the free time to stream all the time. Nowadays, it's just a lot easier for my current schedule for me to just edit a little bit of video every day after work. Plus, I feel like I have the added bonus of having a lot more avenues with my current setup for creativity, making videos over streaming, and honestly, I need that in my life right now. I really enjoy being creative, and this is just kind of my outlet. This little hobby of mine helped me keep my sanity in 2024, and honestly, I had a lot of fun, but I will fully admit, there's room for improvement. There's stuff that I didn't get to, stuff that didn't work out the way I wanted to work out, and honestly, that's the whole point of this video right here. I'd like to take a moment and discuss what I liked and what I didn't like about the videos, and whether or not my feelings changed about any of the things we covered this year. So why don't we jump right into... Camp Sunshine was an easy pick for me to start off the channel with. It honestly was my introduction to this style survival horror game, and it has a soft spot in my heart that I don't think ever will go away. It also ended up being the highlight video game that we played on my first 24-hour stream, where we just ended up making stupid, sleep-deprived, funny-ass jokes the entire time, and honestly, it's one of the best memories I ever had of streaming. That being said, and warm memories set aside, it's not a perfect game, where I actually still find Sunshine Bear actually kind of creepy looking. I just love that mascot look and just how terrifying it would actually be to run into somebody like that. Its story just doesn't hit me as hard as it did when I first played it. I've played much better gaming horror experience since then, but it's still worth checking out if you get my honest opinion. I think it was enjoyable to run through at least once. Maybe not as many times. I wanted to make the long form videos, so I wanted to make sure I saw everything in the game. So I dove into it a little bit deeper. But if you're just looking to kill, I think you could beat the game in about 2 or 3 hours. It's more than worth checking out. I really think you guys will enjoy it. As far as how I felt about my video, yeah, there's a lot of room that needs to be improved in that. My microphone quality was terrible. So anybody that actually watched that video from start to end, I really appreciate it. You guys are troopers. I really love you for checking out the entire video, but I completely understand how the audio might have been a turnoff for some people. That was my first video. It took me a year to do just because of my life was crazy at the time. I had so much going on. I ended up having to use 4 different microphones because my microphones kept breaking on me and I had to keep saving up to buy new microphones. All in all, I'm still happy that I got the video up, but if I can go back and redo the video at a much better audio quality, I absolutely would, but time just isn't going to allow me to do it, but I do hope you guys enjoyed it for what it was. I am aware that there's a sequel, Sunshine Manor, that I need to cover because I said I was going to cover it on the channel. It's on my backlog, and honestly, I'm the type of gamer that I see a piece of candy, I want to eat the piece of candy, and there are just so many games that have caught my attention a little bit more than Sunshine Manor, but it will be getting covered on the channel eventually. But speaking of games that I saw and just immediately had to dive right into, I cannot gush enough about how much I still love Last Light to this day. The sound design, the character art, everything about the game is absolutely just magnificent. And if you haven't played yet, please go pick it up. Once again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but any new players, make sure you wait through the credits and do the New Game Plus each time until you get through all 3 story arcs if you want the full story. The overall gameplay doesn't change with each New Game Plus, but the story itself does, and you're going to start noticing little changes, and it does get a little bit creepier as the it goes on. Video wise, this is the one I had the most fun making. I felt like my jokes hit a lot harder on this one. I had a lot more fun incorporating my real life friends into it, having them tell the dad jokes throughout the video. Overall, it was just a fantastic experience. Had some mic problems with this one also. You guys will hear it throughout the video. I'm learning as I go. Like, new long format is new to me. It requires a lot more like effort and acknowledgement of flaws as well as successes, and I'm hoping that I'm improving over time. All in all, it's just a really fun video to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. And yeah, it took a really long time to make. I was trying to be a little bit ambitious with some of the jokes, doing stuff that I never done before, and it was fun learning how to do it, but it definitely made it so my next video I had to go with something that was a little easier to do. Easy, yes. Enjoyable, no. Zombies Revenge, yeah, I didn't enjoy this game, not even a little bit. The gameplay was repetitive, boring, and easy. I'm 100% certain that the arcade version was a lot harder to beat, but I played the console version and it didn't do anything for me. I really enjoyed making fun of it. It definitely had some story elements that was fun to poke fun at, but other than that, there was just really nothing here. I'm hoping, and I have heard good things about other offerings from that generation on Sega as far as horror games go that I can't wait to dive into, and I'm pretty sure that they'll redeem it, but God, Zombies Revenge, just avoid it. Just avoid it. I can't suggest playing it. But on that note, there is something I will suggest playing. God, this is the one I was perhaps the most excited to make a video for, but the one that gave me the most problems in real life. I was sick so much while doing this. It was preventing me from recording my voice lines. It was preventing me from editing it, preventing me from going to my in real life job. I was down that bad while trying to make this video. I was so bad that I ended up throwing away like 20 pages of my script. And that's why towards the end of the video, I started allowing just the cutscenes to tell the story instead of me just chopping it up and making jokes along the way, which is it really upset me to have to do that, but I really wanted to get the video up as soon as possible. And after losing about 4 weeks worth of time working on the video, I was like, you know what? It's time to pull the trigger. We're just going to finish it. We're going to get it up and hope for the best. I really enjoyed Clock Tower 3 and I want people to play it. I really think it got a bad rep just because it is kind of an acquired taste gameplay wise, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I've always said that I feel like the game would have been a lot more successful if it wasn't a Clock Tower game. It didn't feel like a Clock Tower game. It felt like its own like little story that they would have went underneath a new IP. It probably would have been accepted a little bit more with the horror community. Either way, I really enjoyed making the video and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. But as much fun as I had playing horror games, I really never wanted this channel to be a purely horror channel. I wanted to also do VR games and if possible anime games down the road because I have varied interests and I never want to be kind of like buckled down only making content for a specific genre. That would bore me and I wouldn't have any enjoyment doing it. But reviewing VR games comes with its own challenges, like when I reviewed oh boy, this is the series that definitely showed me that I needed to watch some YouTube tutorials on sound mixing because, yeah, the music is a little too in your face while I'm reviewing this game. I definitely need to work on that with future installments. But don't let my struggles make you think that I really enjoy this game. I really love this game. Call of Mountain was a lot of fun. If you're into VR and you have access to a PlayStation VR 2, oh my God, is it a must-have for that console. Can't praise it enough for having an original story that actually takes a while to beat. The gameplay was fun. It didn't really even get repetitive, even though technically you were doing the same thing over and over again. It still was a lot of fun to play. It really was a joy to review on the channel, unlike the next set of games. This video was an interesting experience for me. It's the first time I did kind of like a versus format where I compared two games against each other from the same franchise or at least the same developer. And I did enjoy the games at the time, but I've had no desire to revisit them ever since I covered them. I think after some time passes, I might be willing to play Rush of Blood again just for fun to kill some time, but Switchback, I don't think I'll ever download that game again. I, above all else, always tell people to try games for yourself and make the decision for yourself, whether or not you like it or not. I don't judge people for liking stuff that I don't, but if you're going to try this game, buy it on sale. It is not worth the full price tag. It did not do enough to justify full price. Gun to my head, if you have to pick one of the two to play, I say Rush of Blood every day of the week. I know that also involves you getting the PSVR 1 because it's not available on PSVR 2, but it was the superior of the two games and a lot more fun to play. There are just so many better experiences out there, and there are just so many games that we can potentially play this day and age that we only have a finite amount of time to actually do so. So you got to be real particular on which games you actually set time aside for. And that goes double for when you're making content. I mean, I've come across so many games that I think would work great in the Den of Frights or work great as a quick dive review. And then I play them and I'm like, this doesn't fit the format of what I'm going for, but I played it. Might as well do something with the captured footage. And I feel like I figured out a good segment to use it for. Could Studio Ghibli make a good Forest of Drizzling Rain movie? You'll have to watch the video to find out. I mean, who am I fucking kidding? It's Miyazaki. He can make a good movie out of anything. If you haven't played The Forest of Drizzling Rain, 100% go play it if you're a fan of Studio Ghibli films because the game feels like a Studio Ghibli film. I stand by my casting choices that I picked for that segment. I really wanted this segment to be something that we can discuss in the comments and have a good time as a community. And as of right now, I like the direction of the videos, but I don't like the delivery of how I'm handling the videos. I would like them to feel a little less stiff, maybe a little more organic, discussing it like more free form rather than having it just be on a tight script, and just having a little more fun with it while I'm covering these. While covering this game, it made me think I can cover games that I have really no desire to cover in the other segments of my channels and also branch out just a little bit more. That way we can keep stuff fresh around here. Okay, this one might require a little bit of explaining. I told myself one of the rules I was going to have for this channel when I started up was I was only going to cover games and shows and in any form of media if I felt like I had something to add to it as far as discussing the story or comedically, or I just had to have something I could add to it. And let's be completely honest here. The Silent Hill series has been done to death. Same with the Resident Evil series. I love them both. They're near and dear to my heart. They're in my top horror game series list, and they'll never be replaced from those lists either. But they've been done to death, and I just don't feel like I have anything new to add to it, except for maybe discussing who I think would make a good Silent Hill movie. And I picked Downpour because I felt like, yeah, I could probably put together a really good Silent Hill 2 cast, but I wanted to challenge myself and maybe start with the worst Silent Hill games before I tackle some of the best Silent Hill games. And Downpour just seemed like a good fit. Nice little warm up to get me just the blood pumping and see what we can do as we experiment with this segment. Stuff like this has me excited for the channel's future, but also I feel like it's important to remember where I came from, and that's why I started up looking up some old memories of mine. My God, the feels of what I was feeling, my feelings while revisiting these clips. I miss those motherfuckers. I really do. These were some of the best times I ever had as a content creator, just bullshitting with my friends who, honestly, a lot of these guys and gals I would never have met if I didn't start up my channel. We're all from different states, a few from different countries, and we all came together just to have a good time with one of our passions, gaming. 2024 was great. I mean, I know I technically started a channel in 2023, but it was towards the end of 2023, so I kind of just bundled all this up into this one, just overarching, just critique and review of my own work. And I'm going to be starting with a fresh slate in 2025. This is going to be not the last video. Well, technically the last video. I'm planning on doing a tier list of all of the monsters and creations and horrors that we faced off on in the Den of Frights also coming out. And I'm also planning on doing a compilation video of all the shorts that I released in 2024. But the first official video for 2025, I want to try and have up at the end of January, beginning of February at the latest. And just honestly, I really appreciate your guys' support. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and I'm hoping that with these first steps that we took in 2024, that the channel continues to grow and we continue to have a good time along the way. For those of you who subscribed, thank you. For those of you who will subscribe in the future, thank you too. Or if you're just swinging by to check out the videos, it's much appreciated. Drop a like, drop a dislike, tell me how you really feel in the comments, and let's all try to have a good time in 2025.